that's what we call professional presence. But it's based on perception. And actually, it's just not one perception of you. There's actually 6 perceptions going on between each and every one of us. Who I think I am, who I believe you think I am, and then really who you think I am. And then from your side of the relationship, who you think you are, who you believe I think you are, and really who I think you are. So with a couple of hundred of us in the room, that's over 1,200 perceptions going on all at the same time, trying to figure out, you buying into this, going to make that adjustment. A lot of smoke and mirrors when it comes to perception. But that's what gives us a chance to create a culture, a climate where we work, or recreate it just in how we interact with each other. And this perception is not only powerful, it happens quickly. According to a study by Princeton University, it may take as little as 100 milliseconds, a tenth of a second, to form an impression of another person to decide whether or not he or she is attractive, trustworthy, competent, and likable. A tenth of a second. It takes 2/10 of a second time to change a facial expression. We're late. Take a look at that list. Attractive, trustworthy, competent, and likable. I'll tell you what, if it took 10 years to be accused of that, it'd be worth it. So in a funny sort of way, in all your relationships with your customers and your coworkers, your vendors and suppliers, it's opening night, a tenth of a second at a time. People watch you as you pull into the parking lot, as you head down the hallways, you come into the meeting, looking for any leakage, any seepage, any inconsistency in your behavior to see what today's going to be like. So one of the things I want to share with you today is what I call the personal brand. To make sure we establish and maintain our personal brand. Now, a trademark would be your name. And when people hear your name, they have an expectation, a perception of what to expect when they work with you. And what we find is that the personal brand will guarantee that we live up to our reputation. Now, 2,500 years ago, Aristotle would have called this ethos, your credibility, your trustworthiness. What do people think when they think of you? If your reputation precedes you, what is it? Today, we're going to call that the personal brand. And I call it a brand pyramid. And I want you to think of this in your mind like a pyramid, and the foundation of the pyramid is what we will call features. So let's take a look at that bottom rung, which are features. That would be resume information, work experience, educational background, any diploma, any sort of degree, any conference, any seminar, any workshop, any type of certifications that you've acquired. But it's what you know. You could take a test and prove it. Now the next level of the pyramid is what we call functional benefits. Because you know that, because you understand that, because you can do that, how does your team benefit? How does your department benefit? How does the organization benefit? Is it that you are quick at recognizing trends? Is it that you are able to solve problems? Is it that you're able to create a supportive communication environment so people openly and honestly share what they think and how they feel? But there's something that you deliver on a daily basis that is truly unique based upon your unique background. So features, resume information, the second level of the pyramid, the benefits of that. Then the third level of the pyramid is how do customers and coworkers and vendors and suppliers feel when they've interacted with you. It's one thing to leave a great first impression, but we have opportunities dozens of times throughout the day to leave positive, lasting impressions. So how does a customer feel when they see that email from you? Do they look forward to reading it, or do they dread it? How do your coworkers feel when they see your name on caller ID? And are they looking forward to the conversation, or do they let it go into voicemail? But what is the feeling that your customers, coworkers, vendors, and suppliers have after they've interacted with you? Over the phone, face-to-face, by email, or by text messaging, do they feel informed? Do they feel reassured? Do they feel valued? Do they feel important? But what's that lasting impression? How do people feel after they worked with you? And then the next level of the pyramid are your values and your ideals and your principles in which you make your decisions, the standards that you use to make sure that you are being ethical and you have integrity. And then at the very top of the pyramid is your personality. Are you peppy? Are you positive? Are you realistic? Are you practical? Are you a pessimist? But what's your personality like day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year? And have we thought about that lately? Remember when you got the job, how excited you were, called your family, called your friends, said, I got the job, I got the job. You didn't know who you were going to work with. You didn't know what new skills you were going to develop. You didn't know what kind of obstacles you were going to need to overcome. Now today, we're reluctant to go to work. We're hesitant because there's some changes in the structure, changes in technologies or processes. You know what? We should be just as excited about going to work today as we were the first day, because we have so many more resources available to us. You know who to call, who's got your back, who has that information, that sits on that committee, that can help you and your team reach their goals.